All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today we're looking at the actual neurological power of taking a simple morning walk to shift your brain from that horrible morning grogginess into a state of calm, laser-sharp focus. We're going to explore some ridiculously powerful, science-backed protocols that use the most potent piece of technology you own, your very own nervous system. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to steer your biology toward peak productivity literally every single day.
So why does your brain feel like it's panicking before you've even started working? Look, so many of us wake up feeling completely scattered. You know the exact feeling I'm talking about, right? You open your eyes, grab your phone, start scrolling, and bam, you're instantly trapped in a cycle of morning anxiety. Just look at our stickman friend here, caught right now in that familiar, frantic mental loop. Your to-do list feels totally overwhelming before your feet have even hit the floor. But here's the good news. Neuroscience actually offers a direct biological mechanism to fix this. You don't need some hyped-up motivational speech, you just need to know how to operate your own neural circuitry.
And this perfectly illustrates the massive difference between staying trapped indoors as an anxious, reactive worker versus stepping outside to become a calm, proactive one. When you stay static and inside, your brain is just stuck in that scattered state. But simply getting your body moving outside, it's like rebooting your entire operating system. You effortlessly transition from a reactive state of panic right into a proactive state of clarity.
Okay, moving on to Section 1, the mechanism, forward ambulation.
Now, forward ambulation is essentially nerd speak for, well, taking a walk, going for a run, or riding a bike. It's the physical act of generating your own forward motion. But this isn't just about burning a few calories or stretching your legs. Generating this physical forward motion does something absolutely incredible to your visual field. It acts like a literal remote control for your brain's stress levels.
And that brings us to the concept of optic flow. When you generate your own forward motion, visual images continuously pass by your eyes. Experiencing this visual flow has a profound and immediate physical effect on your nervous system. It's a biological trigger, basically actively changing how your brain is functioning in real time.
To understand just how powerful this really is, check out this insight from neurobiologist Dr. Andrew Huberman. He explains that generating optic flow lowers neural activity in the amygdala. Now, the amygdala is that structure in your brain's network responsible for feelings of fear, threat detection, and anxiety. It's your internal alarm system, right? So by generating optic flow, you are directly quieting that alarm. You are physically dialing down your own anxiety levels just by watching the world pass by you. How cool is that?
So here's the crucial step-by-step transformation. You step outside, highly anxious, just like our stick man here. You start walking, generating that forward motion, the optic flow kicks in, your amygdala actually quiets down, and boom, you're rewired into a deeply calm and alert worker. It's an immediate science-backed gear shift for your mind, steering you right out of that morning anxiety trap.
All right, Section 2. Morning light fuels focus.
Getting morning sunlight in your eyes, and yes, even through cloud cover, activates specific neurons in your eyes called the melanopsin intrinsically photosensitive ganglion cells. Try saying that 3 times fast. But seriously, when these cells capture light, they send a massive wake-up signal to your brain and to literally every organ in your body. It tells your biological system that it's daytime, triggering a healthy, vital pulse of a hormone called cortisol. You really want this cortisol pulse early in the day because it clears out the grogginess and promotes robust wakefulness and a healthy immune system.
Walking outside first thing in the morning does way more than just quiet your mind. It actively fuels your physical energy for the entire day ahead. This timeline beautifully maps out the ideal science-grounded morning routine to prep your brain for some heavy lifting. You wake up, you get outside for that forward ambulation and sunlight, and then you wait. Take a close look at exactly when we recommend reaching for that cup of coffee. We're purposefully delaying caffeine intake until 90 to 120 minutes after waking up.
Now you might be wondering, why the delay? Well, a molecule called adenosine builds up in your brain the longer you're awake, making you sleepy. When you first wake up, those levels are low. Caffeine actually works by blocking adenosine receptors. So if you drink caffeine immediately, you block those receptors too early. And when the caffeine wears off by the afternoon, all that lingering adenosine rushes in, causing a massive crash. But if you delay your caffeine intake until 90 to 120 minutes after waking, you let your brain naturally clear out any residual sleepiness-inducing adenosine on its own. The result? You completely avoid the dreaded afternoon crash and maintain a smooth, consistent arc of energy throughout the whole day.
Next up, Section 3, the application, the deep work tunnel.
Now that you've used forward ambulation, morning sunlight, and delayed caffeine to build this calm, highly alert brain, it's time to actually sit down and get to work. Let's talk about how to construct the ultimate deep work session. 90 minutes. That is the magic number. Our brains naturally operate on what are called ultradian cycles. Throughout the entire day and night, we cycle through 90-minute phases, shifting from being less alert to highly alert and back again. Because of this natural biological rhythm, 90 minutes is the scientifically perfect duration for a hyper-focused, intense work session. You are essentially catching the wave of your brain's natural capacity to focus.
To maximize this 90-minute tunnel, you can leverage a few more incredible biological hacks. First up, consider fasting until late morning. Fasting naturally raises levels of adrenaline, or epinephrine, in your body, which drastically heightens focus and your ability to learn and retain information. Next, physically elevate your screen to eye level or even slightly higher. Neuroscience shows that when our eyes drift down and our eyelids droop, it triggers signals in the brainstem related to sleepiness. Looking slightly upward triggers alertness. Finally, keep your phone absolutely off. I mean, not just on airplane mode, but totally off, and play low-level white noise, which puts the brain in an optimal state for learning and workflow.
By leveraging these simple tools, generating optic flow, timing your light and caffeine, and respecting your 90-minute biological rhythms, you are setting yourself up for some incredible productivity. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Which of these simple, science-backed steps will you implement tomorrow to step out of the morning anxiety trap, quiet your amygdala, and absolutely master your day?